India, the USA, Great Britain, the Netherlands, Venezuela. People from these and many other countries of the world live with us side by side. They are working, starting families, growing up children and simply enjoying life in Kazakhstan. In our program Connecting Cultures, we share their stories that had occurred before they came to Kazakhstan and after they arrived here. From them, we will learn how the experience of staying in our country has changed their destinies. Our program follows the life of foreigners in our country. This is true stories told by representatives of many nations living and developing in Kazakhstan, and for whom our country has become home. From time immemorial, the world of dance has conveyed all the brightness of emotions and feelings. Nevertheless, not everyone knows how much effort and work it is essential to put in order to rise to eminence in choreography. The heroine of our today's program, Chantaile de Jager, devoted her whole childhood and youth to one of the unique forms of the art of dancing, ballet.
Here at the school, everything is together. You've got a theatre, you've got 9 different studios, you've got a hostel, and you've got a school upstairs. So everything's together. There's no time wasted on traveling. In South Africa, we have to travel from one city to a different city. So that's very, very convenient as well. And then you've got so many different teachers teaching you different techniques and different styles. And so you've got a variety teachers, and then you learn different techniques from all of them. So, and in South Africa, again, you only have one teacher to help us with that. It's a school of good quality and training and education.
Our today's heroine has come to us from the Republic of South Africa. The city of her birth is Phalaborwa. But when Chantaile was under the age of 6, the whole family moved to one of the most popular cities in South Africa, Johannesburg.
Tell us a little bit about your family. What atmosphere reigns in your home and how do you prefer to spend your time together?
We're actually a really close family. I'm a really family person, so yes, my brother and I, we do fight sometimes, especially when we were little, but that's siblings. But I love him with all my heart. He finished school last year, so he's taking a gap year to figure out what he wants to do for his future, but he is considering maybe something like a chef or something because he's really good with food and I love his cooking. I'm lucky still to have my grandparents on both sides of my mom and my dad and lots of cousins. I am the oldest, so growing up I got to play doll with all my cousins. Yeah, we're a really close family, and going out on some weekends, depends on which family is closest. They would come over, and for like the whole weekend they would sleep over and we will have a braai, or just being close to your family. That's important for us, is staying close and not trying to lose contact.
How would you characterize yourself in your childhood years?
When I was little, I would describe myself as being shy, but still active. I tried to do everything that I could. I wasn't someone that could just sit still. I used my imagination a lot, played outside. I was shy around people until I got warmed up. Then I'm playful and fine. I used to take part in everything that I could find to do.
Throughout her school years, our heroine was active in various events of track and field, particularly high jumping. In addition, at the age of 6, Chantaile started figure skating that undoubtedly afforded her great pleasure and became interested in ballet as well. However, in adolescence, the heroine of our program had to make a choice between ballet and figure skating. Ballet had been her passion, whereas figure skating had become just a pastime for her. Besides, Chantaile was going to link her further career with the world of dance. Thus, our heroine continued practicing this art form that subsequently brought her a lot of success.
And at the same time, in grade 6, when I was about 12, there was a modeling school that came to our primary school and offered a course for, I think it was the whole year, for young girls to learn modeling and TV presentation and and like modeling for photos and all that kind of things. And then I did the course. I really enjoyed that as well. That was another hobby that I did. And then I started taking dancing seriously when I was about 15. So at the age of 16, I decided to do homeschool, so to cut the time of driving. And because in our academic schools, there was a lot of activities that you had to take part of. You couldn't choose. You had to go support the rugby team, you had to go do this. And I mean, I love doing that, but unfortunately my dancing was more important than other people's activities and me just sitting there and cheering on. I would like to spend more time training.
What is ballet for you?
It's a way of life. It's the way of breathing for me as a child. I had to keep moving, and dancing just gave me that opportunity to move more and express my feelings without, because still today I struggle to say what I feel a lot of the time, and dancing just allows you to forget about your worries and your stress, or just a way of expression. And I find myself even in the shops or at home in the kitchen waiting for the kettle to boil. I'm always moving, I'm doing some ballet steps or something, or even thinking of choreography. I can't stand still, I just have to move. And for me, it's just one of the most beautiful styles. For me, ballet is really important, and it's just a passion of mine. It's in my heart. I love it.
Due to her first dance teacher's contribution, Chantaile won her first international tournament that took place in Croatia, having performed a modern African solo. Later, thanks to her new instructor, a native of Kazakhstan, she got an opportunity to participate in a competition held in Venezuela. Moreover, in 2012, our heroine was invited by the Imperial Russian Ballet Company to go on a dance tour to Spain, and sometime later to Latvia, in order to improve her skills and get new ones. And in 2015, Chantaile's 5-month training in the art of dance took place in Miami. For the last year, starting from 2012, the heroine of our program has had plenty of opportunity to perform dance numbers during diplomatic events, conducted with support from the embassies of Senegal, Russia, Belarus and Kazakhstan.
And how has the fate brought you to Kazakhstan?
We came for the competition here in November, and since participating in the competition, they saw we have potential. We also students from Madame Slew. She was a student here at the Almaty Choreographic College. They invited us to come back for course training in ballet and also the various different styles in character and all the other styles as well. So we came in November for the competition, and then I came back here now.
And what was the reason personally for you to come and study in our country?
Yes, we got invited back, but I also saw it as an opportunity to learn from a different culture, and also because here's different teachers for every single dance you have, there's someone different, and each one has something unique they can teach you and the way they teach you. So you experience more, you learn more from all of them. So I just saw that as an opportunity, not just to stay in my own little bubble, but to come out and experience more of what there is in the world to offer me.
Share please your impressions of the Almaty Choreographic School and your life in Kazakhstan in general.
Of course, my expectations was it's going to be a lot of hard work, and it's going to be, you have to adapt to the timetable, because in South Africa we don't have training every single day. But when we came here, yes, my expectations was exceeded. Like we train every single day. Only Sundays we have off, and we have so many different classes. But for some reason, I expected it to be, I don't know, more like worse. Like I would be more tired. I am tired, yes, but it's in a good way, not a bad way. So I'm actually relieved that I'm actually enjoying it much more than I thought I would. And living here, it's amazing, because yes, of the nature and the people as well. And it's safe. You can walk on the street here. Some pedestrians, pedestrian walks, you can just walk and the cars would stop for you. We don't have anything of like that in South Africa, so the first time for us. Here's also a lot of beautiful trees, same like at home, so that's a little piece of home for me. I've been acquainted with some of the traditional food. I can name, I think, 4. Biersparmak, manti, plov and bursak. But Boersak is actually one of our traditional foods in South Africa, well, for South Africans, but we call it vetkoek, which is an Afrikaans word, but it's made exactly the same. It tastes exactly the same. We just make it sometimes bigger, or you can make it smaller, so that when we came here, we saw that, we was like, oh yes, we got something from home. I love the school here, and the people and the teachers and the students. They made us feel so welcome when we first came, and the classes, it's amazing because we learn so much of all of the different teachers. But I love my family and my country, but I want to have this kind of training at home, but unfortunately we don't have that kind of training. So my wish, and I wish it could have been true, is just to take the whole school like it is, with all the teachers and all the students and everyone, and just take it back on the plane with me to home. Because I love the school, and you learn so much. And even in the folk dances and the Kazakh and the East dance, some things I've never learned in my life before, but I found it so interesting. And the arms and their heads, I found that in all styles that we've been taught here, your head and your arms are quite important. The way you perform, not just standing there like a statue and only your legs are working. Everything as a whole has to work. It's difficult to explain. You have to come and experience it for yourself, but it's a beautiful country, so I think anyone should come to Kazakhstan. I would come back even if it's just for like a week or two, to see more, to travel more. I want to see more of Kazakhstan.
I suppose you have a tough schedule, but when there is a free time, how do you prefer to spend it?
Here, while being here, we love to go to the Abbey Theatre and watch as many performances as we can. And being students, we can actually go watch them for free. So that's really great. So, because in South Africa, the performances are quite expensive, and there's not so many so regularly. So that's a really plus point for us. It's really exciting. And then we've met a lot of friends here. So we went to the First President's Park and we had a nice picnic, or just walking in the park outside, just taking in some fresh air and just relaxing a little bit, or just phoning people at home and just having a nice conversation with the ones we love and miss a little bit. And then in South Africa, I don't know, I like nature, so I like going outside with friends, or like doing fun activities with my family. So my dad and I, because he's also quite active, well, tries to be, we would go for colour runs and bike rides, or just relaxing. I like reading book as well. And then when we went on holiday in one of my favorite places in South Africa, Sedgefield, they have a nice mountain there and a paragliding where tourists or anyone can go in tandem with them. And I saved up money because I really wanted to do that since I've been there as a small girl. Not last year, the year before that, I finally went and I did it, and it was so amazing that I want to go do it every time if I go there, that I want to go paragliding. I love it. With family outings and trips sometimes, if we go more to closer to my birth town, Palaborva, there's Kruger National Park, and with all the wild animals, of course, and the big five, and then we would drive there and take photos, and we play this game in the car. We play a game to say whoever spots a certain animal first, they get money. So like whoever spots the elephant first can get 10 rand, or whoever spots the rhino or so, because the lions sometimes they're quite difficult to spot. It depends on the time of the year and where you're driving, because it's quite a big park and it's impossible to drive the whole park in one day. So things like that, nature and animals, and I like doing things like that with my family.
As far back as her childhood, Chantaile created dance numbers for her cousins without even realizing that she had abilities for choreography. Chantaile was guided along this path by her instructor, who had brought her talent to light and given an opportunity to make dance compositions for a group of children in choreographic school. In addition, more than once our heroine has choreographed dances for herself as well as for other participants to take part in international tournaments. Therefore, Chantaile sees herself in the future as a professional choreographer.
cooperation between Kazakhstan and the Republic of South Africa has been maintained since the beginning of the 20th century. That is reflected in the cultural sphere as well. And dance is that instrument which assists in the interaction of different cultures.